Hi everybody, I am with Bambu Labs and Harm next to me is going to explain what the Bambu really is, because I have no clue. The only thing I know is it's a Core XY. You have a lot of them and a lot of people are going to be crazy jealous to see it. So why is the Bambu Lab so popular?
The Bambu Lab is so popular because we made 3D printing easy and fast with a awesome quality. That's the biggest change, I think. The mission was to make 3D printing possible in every home. Everybody should have the experience to unpack a printer and just be able to start printing without a high level of knowledge about 3D printing. So you do not have to be a tech engineer or anything like that. Just push print and it starts, and that is, it worked, I think.
You also have a very unique feature, the AMS. What can you tell me about it?
AMS, Automatic Material System, gives you the opportunity to, for example, print in multiple colors. You can add up to 4 AMS units to one printer, brings you the option to print with 16 colors, to print stuff like this, for example. Can it be cuter? Probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But you can also use multi-materials in one print. So for example, you can print a design using PLA, and you can print a support interface using Sport PLA, which makes it very easy to remove. Other than that, third option would be to use multiple filament spools of the same filament in the AMS, and the printer will automatically continue with the next spool if the filament runs out. So this brings the option to fully use your filament spools instead of leaving a little bit of filament on it.
Which is a big problem on conventional printers. I have noticed this myself. Yeah, it's really annoying having to swap over spools. So very nice feature.
Yeah, so it reduces waste in that perspective.
Yeah. So one thing I would like to know is, can you combine flexible material like the TPU with other prints like PLA, so you get something that is multi-purpose? So you have stiff where it needs to be, and then you have a TPU where it needs to be a bit flexible. Is that something that the Bambu Lab can provide?
In theory, the answer would be yes, but practically it would be no, because the AMS at this moment does not support the use of TPU materials. Because TPU is very flexible, and the travel part might stretch the filament too much. It might break in the AMS, causing lots of issues. So for now, we do not officially support it.
But there will be some development probably in the future that will solve that problem.
We are always looking into possibilities to optimize the system. Yes, certainly.
Now, one of the other major things that took over the market, the Bambu Lab, is super fast, right?
Yeah, correct.
And it's fully automated. What can you tell me about that?
So when you look at the Bambu Lab with the LiDAR module,
so we are talking about the X1C, the carbon.
The carbon, it has a LiDAR module in it, which will help you to do an automatic flow calibration, getting the most perfect settings for your chosen filament. So that is one of the steps of making automated or easier printing possible.
Does that also mean that you don't have to set up different profiles on your slicer?
That's correct.
For PLA, that may be a bit different in flow?
Yeah, it helps you in that way, because yes, it will set the flow for each filament on the new print. Of course, if you do many prints with the same filament, it would be a good idea to create a custom profile for it, which is also possible. But yes, it will help you. It will set the flow parameters correctly, and you can just start printing, and the printer will handle the rest of it. Other than that, it is Core XY, and we have found a way to make it the optimal speed to print with 200 millimeters per second for the outer walls. So that's
to improve the quality.
That's super fast. Yeah.
All right. So one thing I have noticed is that the X1C or the P1, presumably, when there's an AMS hooked up, you get quite a lot of waste when purging the filament.
Yeah.
Is that something that might change in the future?
There are already some ways to change it, because you can set your own filament swap parameters, meaning that if you know that some filaments can use less purge than other filaments, you can change the parameters in the slicer, which would reduce. Other than that, we have the option to purge into infill, making it possible to really use the purge filament.
So if you have large objects, you can completely purge it in your infill.
Yeah, correct. And other than that, yes, we are looking into ways to optimize the system more in that regard. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much for this little interview.
Welcome.
We have also seen that you have made a smaller one, a more more affordable option.
Yeah.
Even the P1P is more affordable, so the pricing on that is...
The P1P starts at $599 from the top of my head.
And the carbon?
The carbon starts at $1249 without the AMS.
Without the AMS?
Without
the AMS? $1,500 with the AMS?
$1,549 at this moment with the AMS.
And then you have the new one?
The new one, the A1 Mini, it starts at $319 without AMS and $489 with the AMS. So yes, I think
very
it's
affordable.
Very affordable. This one is really meant to make 3D printing possible for
everybody with an AMS system that gives you all the joy of different filaments.
With full color printing in that regard. Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
This piece of content was provided by myself, so if you want to support the channel, you can do that in two ways. The first way is by subscribing to the channel, and the second way is giving me a big thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed the next content piece on Formnext, and I see you in the next one.